Welcome, welcome, welcome to our live group guided meditation with the Order of the Magdalena today. And I'm so glad that you're able to join us. So grateful to be here with you all. And as we wait for the live people to join us, our live members to join us and find us, if you're here on replay or if you're just joining us live, I invite you to take a few deep breaths. Maybe place your hands in the namaste position over your heart, or placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the womb, and taking a few big deep breaths. And I can see many of you coming in live now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And just as we begin, maybe closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to land, allowing yourself to arrive. Breathing in and releasing, feeling your presence, feeling your energy starting to returning to your body. And you can say mentally or out loud, may any and all energy that I've given away or left behind return to me now. May any and all energy that I've given away or left behind return to me now. And just calling all parts of yourselves in and present as we welcome those who are finding us live, welcoming those of you who are on replay with us. And again, taking in those big, deep belly breaths. And if you want to light a candle or create your sacred space in some way, just getting yourself settled, I invite you to do that now. I also invite you to have a glass of water with you if you don't already. And Stina's here. Is it Stina or Stina? She says, hello, love, hi. And if you could, those of you who are live, let me know, Sarah's here, hi love, that you can see me okay and that you can hear me okay, and that sort of on the tech side of things, things are looking good. That would be awesome. So again, having a glass of water with you. If you do have a rose quartz, or if you do have a rose essential oil, or something like this, you can also have that with you. That's not necessary, it's optional. We're just going to bring as much rose frequencies as we can into this space, whether that's etherically or if we have divine helpers like crystals or essential oils. And Danielle says, missed you. I know I have hardly been live at all doing ceremonies and things. Joanne's here, hi love. Stina, awesome, that's how we pronounce it. And Tonya says, hi from New Zealand. Thank you for joining us all the way from tomorrow, I think. The now moment, that's silly, but kind of. Okay, so I do want to mention before we sort of get into discussion, invocation, and the meditation that towards the end of this session today, for those of you who are live, bless you on replay, we love you too, but if you're live, you actually have a chance to win all 3 of my guided meditation albums that are launching today. I don't really like to say I feel like they belong to like the temple of the Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. And there's a lot of beautiful frequencies on those albums. So if you stay till the end, you have a chance to win that. And if you are live, the way that you win that is actually comment. So I know that you're here, because I don't know if you're here and if you're live unless you're commenting. And actually at the end of the journey, I'm going to scroll through the comments and just intuitively land on a name and then open my eyes and then give that away to one of you beautiful souls. So if you are interested in receiving those as gifts, you will have a better chance actually the more that you comment. So I don't want necessarily to invite like just super like random comments just to be like, oh, I'm gonna comment as much as possible, and just like, this guy is blue, I like ice cream. Just comment. You know, anything that you're feeling, you know, tell us where you're watching from, if you have a relationship with the Order of the Magdalena or not, if they're new to you. You can share if you're new to this temple space, Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, or if you've been here with us for a while, and any other, you know, things or pieces that pop up for you throughout this broadcast. Sarah says, you look great, magical, thank you. And Joanne says, audio, video, all good, thank you. Nicole says, looks and sounds good. Gabrielle says, hello, hi, love. Jessica's here. Carol's here. Heather, hi, love. Stina, I'm calling in the guided meditation. Stina is ready to win. And Nicole says, so excited for these albums. I have your Daughters of the Earth meditation album and love it so much. Yay! And it was high time that we have many new meditation albums, because Daughters of the Earth, I think, came out like 3 or 4 years ago. So what the heck have I been doing? Okay, so with that, you know how to win. If those of you who are just joining us live, if you'd like to win the new 3 guided meditation albums, just make sure that you're commenting so that I know that you're here. So with that, with keeping up with some details, let us begin. So first, of course, we presence and honor the Order of the Magdalena here with us, and we call upon Mary Magdalene to join us, as she already is. She's been weaving in this temple and throughout your energy field since you signed up. We call upon Mary Magdalene. We call upon Mother Mary. We call upon Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, Yeshua. We call upon Yeshua himself being in the Magdalene frequency. We call upon Isis, and we call upon the entire order of the Magdalena, the high priestesses, the high priests that have served the Magdalene lineage, Magdalene frequencies for eons, those who have served and embodied the frequencies and the teachings of the rose, those who have shown up on this planet and to serve this planet, to activate and awaken the teachings of the rose codes. We call upon you now. We call upon you to hold us. And we call upon all of our higher selves who are watching, whether that's live or on replay. We call upon all the souls and the higher selves who are here, and you can see us join in a circle. And this will simply be the invocation for those of you who are wondering if we're already getting into the deep meditation. Not quite yet, but let's continue to invoke all of our beautiful higher selves and our souls, and you can see us all coming together in circle in your mind's eye. There are over, I didn't check this morning, but I think at least 130 souls who have decided to come in and join us, and I feel that there will be many more who receive this and see this popping up in the Mermaid Moon Space Temple. So just seeing all of us in this big circle and seeing beautiful rose frequencies, rose energies moving around the circle. And if you don't really know what the rose codes are, if you're kind of like, what are you talking about, Beth? That's totally okay. The fact that you're here simply means that there was a resonance there, and we invite us now to sort of release our minds, gently allow our minds to fall away as we allow our souls and our hearts and our womb spaces, our higher selves, to be activated and to sort of take center stage now, loving our minds, loving all of those parts of ourselves, but really allowing our true essence to come forth and be our teacher and guide us. So thank you, and thank you to the Order of the Magdalena for guiding us. Thank you, calling on the frequency of the dove. Thank you for touching every single being who is watching and listening right now. And just taking a moment to really deeply breathe in any frequencies or feelings that you're experiencing. All of you being welcome here. Some of you might be feeling a peace and a resonance, and some of you might be feeling a resistance and a pain. Maybe something's happening in your life, or the energies of the rose are triggering something deep inside of you. All of you is welcome here. All light, all shadow, we lovingly bring into the surface the rose codes, loving all parts, and we'll explain a little bit more in a moment here. And as you receive this invitation to bring all of yourself here, we seal this circle space, the ceremonial space, with the frequency of gold, weaving in and around us, bringing ourselves into ceremony, bringing ourselves into this consecrated, ceremonial, sacred space now. Whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And as we open our eyes, I bring in these beautiful rose petals in In devotion to you, in devotion to your soul showing up today, in devotion to our circle, in devotion to the Order of the Magdalena and the Rose Codes, I anoint you, I anoint myself on behalf of you and on behalf of the circle with beautiful rose petals, and just allowing yourself to receive this beautiful energy of the rose as it falls on us, falling onto our altar here. Beautiful, inviting the rose in, inviting the rose in. All right, I still got one on my head. Should I leave her there? Okay. All right. So I see lots of comments coming in, but before I read them, let us sort of connect with what we are doing in this session. So to begin, let's grab our glasses of water. Hopefully you have one. And as you hold your glass of water, allow yourself to connect with the beautiful energy of water. We're going to speak our prayers into this water. We're going to infuse the blessings of the Order of the Magdalena into this water. And we're going to ask the rose codes to activate this water so that as you're drinking your water throughout this ceremony, you're already being activated and the water is really bringing these frequencies into your body temple. So you can repeat after me, or if you want to change some of these words or simply vibrate them out with your heart, that's beautiful. I encourage you to say these out loud if possible. So we can say, Order of the Magdalena, thank you for blessing this water. Thank you, higher self, for blessing and activating this water. May the rose codes and the energy of the rose activate this water. And seeing and visualizing now roses in the water, spiraling and circling in the water, activating the water, rose energy, beaming it, and bringing that water up, continuing to see rose and any other color frequencies that are coming to you now, and gently bring that water to your lips and take a drink of this activated rose water. Okay, so that is your magical activated rose water for the rest of the ceremony. And that is something that you can do every single day if you're feeling really called to work with these frequencies. So I'll read some comments before we talk a little bit about the Order of the Magdalena. And Heather says, I most certainly do have a connection with the Magdalene Order. I love it. And Brianna says, grateful to be a part of this meditation. I'm glad that you're here. Yvonne says, hi, Beth. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Tonya says, love your meeting Isis meditation. I love that one so much. Jessica's here. Hi, love. Elisa says, wonderful. Stina says, I feel a connection to the energies of Magdalene and the Christ. My birth name is Christina Maria. So beautiful. Elizabeth is here. Hi, love. Brianna presencing the goddess frequencies. Amanda's here. Inger's here. Nicole says, I brought my rose water, rose oil, and rose quartz to this meditation. Amazing. Z's here. I'm saying, I wish I had rose water, oil, and crystals. Well, now you have rose water. We just did it. And not to worry, those sort of tools, they're tools. They're not necessary. The frequencies are definitely energy. Okay, great. So we're going to just sort of briefly speak to the Order of the Magdalene and Mary Magdalene and the Rose and the Dove, and then we're going to enter into a meditation. And this meditation is really more of an activation, taking the form of a meditation. So who is the Order of the Magdalena? So a lot of this is not necessarily going to be best translated through words. Most of the energy and most of the understandings today with the Order of the Magdalena, with the Rose, and with the Dove will be happening experientially. They'll be happening within your own body, temple, vessel, within your own being. But let's presence that and let's speak to a little bit about the Order of the Magdalena and the Rose Codes. So the Order of the Magdalena, like I was speaking about before, is sort of like this council, this order, this massive grouping of beings and souls who are devoted to the Magdalene frequencies. The Magdalene frequencies, most simply, being the essence of unconditional love, and with a strong energy of the divine feminine and the juiciness of the divine feminine, which very much includes the sacred masculine and the potency of the sacred masculine. And these energies have been incarnating and activating on this planet, I feel, pretty much since the beginning of this planet, right here with the beginning of this planet, whenever that was. And there's been many temple spaces, many sects, many like sects like SECTS, many sort of circles over time, much time devoted to these frequencies. And these frequencies are inextricably linked, like, what's that word, that you can't separate them, with the rose. So the rose frequencies, the teachings of the rose, we all have sort of this living rose that lives inside of our hearts. We all have the rose codes and the rose frequencies within us. It's simply a part of the true essence of planet Earth. And the rose teaches us so much, and I want to presence two of the rose's sort of teachings and energies today. So the rose, as I was sitting in meditation, I think last week, and I was really wanting to receive more, a little bit more detail, more, just more about the rose, and wanting to learn more. What I really received is something that I already knew, I guess, but it was beautiful to receive it through like stronger wording. And that is that the rose weaves discordant energies. So it's almost like if you think about an infinity symbol, that there's like two sort of opposites coming together. This is the magic, the essence, the just potency of the rose. So whether that's light and shadow that the rose is weaving together in unconditional love, whether that's the feminine and the masculine that the rose is weaving together in unconditional love, anything that feels like polarity, like totally different, like how could that be one and united? The rose has this infinite, unlimited ability in unconditional love to weave these together in unity and unity consciousness and bring them into our sacred hearts. So that's why the rose is such a potent energy and medicine that this planet can be working with and activating right now, because we have so much shadow, but we also have a lot of light. We also have the masculine and the feminine trying to figure out that dance together really strongly right now. And especially with all the shadow that's coming up, I know that I'm not alone in experiencing a lot of shadow and a lot of sort of heavy frequencies coming up, wanting to be loved, wanting to be witnessed right now. And the rose can come in and sort of weave all of these pieces together, whereas sort of shadow masculine spirituality running the show for a long time was saying only light is welcome. Only light is welcome, only clean is welcome, only white is welcome. So anything that's dark or black or sort of a little bit like woo or dense even is not welcome. And the way to union with God, with divine, is to be just one with these light frequencies, and that's it. And then of course the awakening of the divine feminine is happening so powerfully on this planet right now, and with that the rose comes through and really speaks to the heart of this true energy of union with the divine, which includes all of it. Knowing that the divine is everything, that the shadow and the density that we would label as not sacred and not divine actually is divine in a different suit of clothes. And we're here experiencing enormous soul awakening, soul growth, soul expansion right now, as we learn in our human frequencies and our human awarenesses to see beyond the veils of illusion and see beyond the mask and recognize the divine within all. And that's what the rose can really help us to do. So we bring in the rose and we bring in these discordant sort of opposing frequencies and unifying them into this sort of sacred third, the divine marriage, so to speak, in a different way of looking at it. And so you can invite the rose into your life if this is you, if you're feeling like, yeah, dude, I got some shadow, or I got some things that I just want to push away, or I thought I was just supposed to be focusing on the light and the positive, and that was my pathway to the divine and my soul, and that's what I needed to do. But you're hearing this and you're going, yeah, huh. Or maybe you're just like, already knew it, love it, so into it, keep doing it. Great. And we can invite the rose into our lives. So even it's as simple as taking your water, now that like we just did, or every day, and speaking those prayers and blessings, asking the rose to energize and activate. The rose is an essence, the rose is a frequency. You do not need to have physical roses if you don't have them available to bless the water. You can do this with your voice and with your intention. Very, very powerful. Absolutely. If you do have access to organic rose petals or, a rose quartz energy, you can also put that into your water every day. It's something that I like to do, put my water outside at night with my rose quartz, sometimes some organic rose petals, and leave that for the moon and the stars and the earth to charge up. I'm going to take a sip. You can also have images of the rose. You can see that there is like a sort of a ceramic rose here, and there was a rose until I made it into rose petals on my altar. You can presence a rose through images. You can print out a picture of a rose, or if you find one in a magazine, you can put that by your bedside or on your altar and really allow the rose frequencies to deepen, inside of you and activate you and awaken you. And of course, we're going to be doing that in this meditation. So you're going to have this beautiful activation. And the order of the Magdalena, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Anna, Yeshua, Isis, so many, those are just the beings that we're going to presence by name, are like master activators of the rose codes. The rose codes really being synonymous with unconditional love and pure divine energy that allows all of it. So you can call on them and work with them. And something else that I want to presence in the teachings of the rose, I mentioned there was two things. So there was that, the discordant energies coming together. And then also, here's another interesting teaching. So we can really learn a lot by simply we're so blessed that the rose actually incarnated as a physical energy and a physical plant that we can look to. So we can look at the plant and learn from the plant. So I have a rose bush. There's a few rose bushes or on the property where I live, but I have a rose bush that I actually bought last year and christened as like my rose bush and like feed my blood to it and all the things. So this rose bush right now is not blooming. I haven't seen any buds on it either. I think it's not going to bud for, at least another month or so. And so it just looks like leaves and thorns, really. But I know that I've seen this beautiful rose bush blossom in beautiful red roses. But right now I can't see that. But it's still a rose bush. Just because I can't see the roses doesn't mean that it's anything less or different than a rose bush. I'm not going to go into the backyard and say, well, that's just a plant or a bush right now. It's not a rose bush because there's no roses on it. That's not how it works. The essence of the rose is alive within it. The codes of the rose, the codes of how it's going to unveil and create the roses are alive within it. The essence is inherent in its very presence. So whether it's at that phase of its cycle where it's blossoming in beauty and expression and the very sort of outward growing, look at me, I'm so beautiful, wow phase, or whether it's just sort of growing up into that, or whether it's sort of coming in and of itself and the petals are falling away and composting and it sort of looks like it's like last year kind of looked like it was like rotting and melting. No matter where it's at in its cycle, whether the leaves are sort of falling off for the winter, it's still rose. And the one who looks at that rose bush and says that rose bush has more value when it's fully blossomed and much less value when it's not, is not in inherent communion with it. So just as us as humans, we have all of these cycles. We are our true essences. We're our soul selves. We're our soul star selves. And sometimes we are in these beautiful moments in our lives where we're opening up and everything just feels so flowing. The relationships are happening, the money's happening, then this is happening, and it's just like, wow, and we feel creative and we feel juicy and we want to be social, and that's that. But there's also these phases in our lives that we're very like this, And if you've been, following a lot of my stuff lately, you're like, I know what phase you're in, Beth. We're like this, we're having, maybe you're composting the shit out of ourselves. We're like the rotting, the melting. It's just, whoa, and, or we're springing and, we're like, I'm coming, but I'm not there yet. It's like we have all these phases, or we're just heavy winter, or we're just like, no, no. And that's what we're doing. We're always our true soul essence. We're always the essence of ourselves. We always are inherently valuable. Our value does not change. The joy of our being does not change. Who we are does not change. And the rose, again, think of those discordant frequencies, helps us to weave all of those and love all of those. And like really, truly, not just say, well, I love all of this, but like really learn to, this is the journey we're on, is learn to find this gratitude and this embrace of all of these parts of ourselves, so that we know that even though we might have a phase of our lives where that rose of our lives is shining, that it's always there. The essence of that, energy is always there. Even though patriarchal society only wants us to celebrate when that rose is there, it would have us try to artificially alter ourselves or the rose bushes that we are to always be in blossom and always be in full perfect bloom. We know from the teachings of the rose and the plant world and the earth that that's simply not how it works. You cannot have the rose if you're not prepared to be present when it just has its thorns. In winter, you can't have the rose if you're not prepared to be present when it's just starting to come. You cannot have the rose if you're not willing to be present with that composting and that shedding and that sort of messy process when things are just kind of seem like they're shutting down. So we have some teachings from the rose, so you can sit with those, you can journal about those, and you can just feel into those. So we're going to get into meditation very, very shortly. And before I do that, I'm going to look at some of the comments coming through. If you are joining us live and you didn't hear my sort of spiel, I'm giving away 3 of my guided meditation albums that are brand new, just coming out today. This is sort of also a little launch, party for it. And those will be given away at the end after our meditation. So if you want to win those, and if you are live, if you're on replay, I love you. You already won in your heart, it's good, beautiful, fine. If you do want to win on a more physical level, please comment so I know that you're here. Comment, hello from where you're watching from, any insights that you have, any things that want to come through, so that I know you're here and can pick your name if that is, you who's winning. So Gabrielle says, I actually just anointed myself using the Magdalene meditation from Walking as Priestess. Yay! Tay says, good morning, sisters from Australia. Thank you. We have beautiful grid work all over the world that's going to happen. Charlene says, so glad I made it. I've been holding space for this meditation. Yay. Evam, hopefully I'm saying your name right, says, oh my God, my phone just randomly turned on and I heard your voice on my way to work. That's so great. I love it. Hope I get the replay. Yes, you will. Stina says, yes, I love my light as I love my shadow. Amazing. Heather says, that's really helpful knowing about the rose. Haven't heard that before. It's interesting because the scent of rose has never resonated with me. Very interesting. Maybe it's just like the little shadow parts of you are like, no, I don't like it. But you never know. Who knows? Maybe your soul doesn't like it too. Who knows? Jessica is giving us some hearts. And Stina says, I agree, Heather. She's shifted my thoughts about the rose. Beautiful. Jordan's here. She says, we'll watch when I have time alone. Love to you, Beth, and all the ladies watching. Megan's here. Hi, love. Heather says, also, the whole rose thing is shedding light and some imagery from Sunheart, too. Yay. Heather and I are in another journey together. Brianna says, a great reminder to continue meeting my shadow self rather than resisting that part of me. Yes, thank you for presencing that. That is it. It's tough, but it's with the rose, it becomes easier. Sarah says, yes, totally need this regarding pain over my Egypt trip, which was so highly anticipated and then turned out traumatic. Yes, love, holding you in that. Stina says, I did a meditation last week where I heard the phrase, rose of the lion heart. Amazing. Funny you should say that, but I had no idea what it meant. I have been drawn to the rose more since that meditation. Yes, I hear you. I feel very much the presence of the lion heart, and we're presencing that too. And Heather says, oh gosh, I had that experience on my much anticipated trip to Peru several years ago. Or replying to Sarah, thrown into the crucible of transformation quite unexpectedly. Peru. Peru and Egypt, both places that I have visited recently. So yes, they are very powerful. I can understand that, weaving a lot of things. Oh, there's a lot of comments here. Let's see how many we get to. Sarah says, I have wild roses everywhere here, right next to me now as I sit outside. So beautiful. Jessica says, so beautiful. I hadn't known any of this before either. My husband was just talking about wanting to plant roses this morning. I love it. And I have this part of me resistant to that I was aware of. Love it. Thank you so much. Sarah says, yikes, that makes so much sense. Those damn thorns always hurt my feet. Stina saying senses of the soul. Brianna says, I love your authenticity. You're welcome. You always get a little bit of that coming out of me whenever we tune in. Danielle's talking about some winter weather. Okay, beautiful. And Nicole is saying thank you. We got some yeses. Wow, I told Dolly all to comment. Good work, team. Heather says, I have a crazy Gats here. Love it. Heather says, I have a crazy rose bush that was here long before I moved into this house, and it just thrives without any attention. I know, I love it. Our roses do that too. We have roses out in the front, and they're like much older than the rose bush that I brought here, and it just totally, they just thrive. They just love, I think, and that's it. It doesn't really need too much. Renee says, I am here from Pennsylvania. Welcome, Renee. And Gat's watching from Florida. Welcome. Claire says, my internet is running slow. Hope it's working well for others. Yeah, let me know if there's anything going on technologically that you want me to know about. Gabrielle says, if you have more information or reference to a book about Anna, I definitely do. Tonya, I'll share that later. Tonya says, I have always resonated with the rose. I remember being a young girl making rose water for all my friends. So amazing. Annette says, this is beautiful to me also. Thank you. Final comment right now that I will read. Thank you so much for sharing. Gigi says, I have been called to in serving the Magdalena and the remembering of the marriage for several years now. Love how well you are putting those energies into words. I resisted the shadow journeys for years, and for the past 6 months been baptized in dealing with shadows with the support of the rose. Aho, sister, I feel you. Okay, thank you so much for your delicious shares. And without further ado, let us get to the main event. So taking a sip of your rose water, if that feels appropriate to you, and really getting that into your system for this beautiful meditation. If you need a sweater or a blanket, if you need to get comfortable in some way, getting your pillows sorted, do that. We're gonna sit, for maybe 20 minutes, something like this. So just be in a place where you can do that. And now allowing yourself to close your eyes with all that beautiful energy that we've built up, feeling that energy of this temple space arising in your being, feeling the Shakti of the sharings, the rose and the thorns, the lights and the shadows, all welcome in the temple of the rose. We love that. We love that we can fully be here and that we're fully all welcome, that none of us is turned away here in the temple of the rose with the order of the Magdalena, the rose, and incoming in the dove holding us. So as you breathe in and out, just allow yourself to fully land, feeling your breath and feeling rose petals enter into your breath. Now feeling that deeper connection to the rose, knowing a little bit more about its properties, just really breathing that in. Whatever color of the rose comes to you is perfect. There are many different frequencies, color frequencies of the rose, with each sort of a different focus. And so noticing without judgment or without trying to make sense of it, noticing what color or colors of the rose are coming to you now. As you breathe them in into your breath and breathing in rose frequency in through your lungs, in through your chakras, in through your heart, down through your spine, into your womb. Maybe even placing one hand on the womb as you breathe in. Feeling yourself more deeply arrive and land into your body. And as you breathe in, listening to the sound frequencies coming through, Continuing to breathe in rose, rose, rose. Breathing in, and now allowing yourself to visualize a pathway of rose petals before you. Noticing if you have any resistance to the rose coming up, and that is perfect and wonderful and has its own purpose, and inviting any resistance in that you might feel now, and loving that and honoring that. And seeing this beautiful rose petal pathway before you, and starting to walk barefoot down this rose petal pathway. Step by step, you feel your presence in this rose petal pathway. And at the end of this pathway, you see a beautiful milky bath filled with rose petals. And there's golden light anointing this bath around it, surrounding this bath. Noticing if all you can see around it is rose, or if there is a natural sort of setting around you. Whatever comes to you is perfect, as you are invited to disrobe, releasing the clothes that you might be wearing, stepping into this warm, milky rose bath, feeling the energy of honey in this bath, these deeply nurturing frequencies which have been given from beautiful energies and love and gratitude and willingness to honor and nurture you. Noticing how this bath feels on your skin is the awareness that some beautiful bumblebees are flying around you with gentleness and friendship, and feeling the vibration of the bees moving through your system and vibrating through your system, awakening your spine and awakening your DNA, awakening your cells, awakening your chakras. Gently, as the energy of the milky bath, the milky rose honey bath seeps into your system. And as you breathe in, you realize that this bath doesn't actually have a bottom. And as you move deeper, you feel warm sea water underneath this layer of the milky rose bath. You feel impulsed to dive down into this bath, into this warm seawater below you. And as you dive in, down, 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 you can see beautiful turquoise water all around you, growing a mermaid tail as you realize that you can breathe underwater. Swimming now down, down, down through this turquoise water. You see beautiful dolphins and marine life all around you, guiding you, beckoning you. And they guide you to swim, swim, swim all the way until you can see beautiful rocks and coral start to emerge, indicating that land has arisen. And as you swim out to this land and come and break above the surface, you can see beautiful sky above you, noticing if it's daytime or nighttime, if there's sunny skies, windy, stormy skies, starry skies with the moon. Whatever comes to you is perfect as you allow your mermaid body to start to shimmy onto land. So you're gently sitting on land, partly in the water, partly out of the water, feeling that weaving happening of the rose, land creature, water creature, discordant, seemingly opposing energies already weaving together through you, through your body temple. part water, part land. And breathing in, you look around this island that you have come to and you notice that there are roses growing everywhere. There might be trees as well and different other forms of plant life, but by and large, there are roses growing everywhere. Notice what colors of rose are coming to you. And now allow your mermaid tail to gently dissolve into land legs again as you go out to greet these roses. And as you walk on this path before you that comes and before you, really allowing yourself to see a beautiful archway of roses guiding you into the very center of the island, where a temple shows itself to you, the temple of the rose. And as you gaze into this temple, you can see beautiful crystals on the floor, maybe rose quartz on the floor, making up the floor. Noticing any other crystals and crystal allies that are there with you. And you can now see and notice doves holding the space, doves in the archways of the roses, doves in the temple. And a beautiful woman shows herself before you in the heart of the temple and gazes at you with intense, fiery, unconditionally loving eyes. And you know this to be Mary Magdalene. Feel the pull of Mary Magdalene as you can hear songs from all around you, knowing that the order of the Magdalena is singing and weaving sound frequencies and activations into your energy field, into your very DNA. And breathing these in as you approach Mary Magdalene, she embraces you with her energy. And as she touches her hand to your heart, angel wings burst forth from the back of your heart as your heart chakra is activated and the presence of your earth angel self fully lands and fully embodies. Noticing what color these angel wings are that have sprouted from your back. Feeling the transmission of light coming through from Mary Magdalene's hand onto your heart chakra. Ancient wisdom, lifetimes of memory come to you now, transmitted into your hand. Allowing yourself to breathe into this energy as it moves into your body. Breathing into whatever you are feeling, whether it's light or shadow, remembering that in the temple of the rose, all is welcome. And breathing in as Mary Magdalene guides you now to sit in the center of the temple space on a beautiful rose gold throne. You feel the presence of Yeshua come through in the form of a dove. And this dove lands on your right shoulder. Yeshua, Jesus Christ, not the Christ of Christianity and its patriarchal values, but the true Christ, the true Yeshua, who comes as an embodiment of the sacred masculine with love and reverence to the divine feminine. Allow yourself to receive these beautiful dove frequencies as Yeshua now dissolves into many, many, many doves, almost like this dove has exploded into many doves, and you can feel the order of the Magdalena move through all of these doves. And these doves now fly into your very body, etherically moving into your body and your energy fields, waving and flapping their wings, touching you. And with every flap of the dove's wings, many, many doves moving through you, you feel a deep peace being transmitted. You feel any resistance and shadow energies being gently lit up with the dove's peaceful energies, releasing the energy of Yeshua now as the doves continue to fully and completely embody their true dove energy, receiving the blessing and the healing of the doves as you see them move through your body, white and golden rainbow frequency. Bring anything that feels discordant or unharmonious up through your breath and allow the doves to touch you there. Allow the rose to touch you there. Trusting in the alchemy that is occurring, even if it feels uncomfortable or if it feels blissful. Simply allow the rose and the dove and Mary Magdalene to hold you. You can feel Mary Magdalene behind your throne, speaking in light language as she weaves codes, activating the rose codes within you, activating this fierce lioness presence that is in full decision to honor and love what arises. Feeling the fierce energy inside of you. Rise up, the lioness, warrioress inside of you. Rise up in full embodiment, in full agreement that you are 100% unconditionally worthy of your own love and the love of the entire universe. Sophia, Mother, Father, God blessing you now. Your higher self bursting into light above your head. A beautiful crown of light exploding above your head before you and descending into your body now. Coming into your body as you sit on this rose crown, rose throne. Coming into you, light coming into your crown, light coming into your third eye. Light, the light of your higher self coming into you, your shoulders, your high heart, your throat, your solar plexus, light coming in, your sacral chakra, light coming in, your root, light coming in, your legs, light coming in, your feet, light, the light of your higher self anchoring you now deep into Mama Gaia, as the rose roots grow out of your feet and plant themselves deep into the heart of Mama Gaia below you. You can feel the heartbeat of Mama Gaia sing up songs of Mama Gaia before you, weaving all around you. As an infinite amount of doves arise from the deepest part of your soul essence and anoint and baptize you with the frequency of the peace that passeth all understanding. Breathe here for a moment, allowing yourself to be deeply activated by the rose, the dove, Mary Magdalene, and the order of the Magdalena. Allowing your mind to soften as you allow your body and your soul and your DNA and your cells to receive these activations now. And feeling now the doves present within you and around you, the rose codes within you and around you, starting to emerge and seek out the other rose codes and dove frequencies of all of the sisters around this planet who are joining us now in meditation, seeing this whole planet from starting from within you and moving out, expanding outward, joining with all of the other rose and dove frequencies emitting from all of the other sisters, expanding them out, joining them now, weaving them together. So now that you see the whole globe, the whole earth, weaving with these rose dove frequencies, these rose dove gold frequencies completely covering this whole planet. And you feel Mother Earth being held by the peaceful energy of the dove and by the fierce, unconditionally loving frequency of the rose as the order of the Magdalena holds us and empowers and energizes this grid, knowing that all beings on the planet are now being blessed by the rose and the dove with their higher self's permission. And through this moment in time, now moment, the energies of unconditional love and the teachings of the rose are now more easily accessible by all beings on this planet. It has now just become easier for others to also love their own shadow and receive the teachings of the rose, coming into unification with their light energies. Feeling that for a moment, breathing in and feeling yourself as the earth angel, the divine emissary that you truly are. Breathing in and releasing. Feeling the power of this moment, the power of your I am presence, the power of your soul. And if it feels appropriate, you can now ask that the Order of the Magdalena continue to mentor you and guide you as you continue on this journey in life. Noticing any presences that come forth and having any further communication in this moment with the Order of the Magdalena in this Temple of the Rose that feels appropriate. Breathing up from Mother Earth and exhaling as you gently allow the visualizations to soften. Breathing yourself back into this physical body temple in this now moment, feeling all parts of yourself coming present in your physical form, maybe wiggling your toes or spiraling your hips around, bringing yourself deeply back into the body, knowing that your DNA has been activated, knowing that your cells are fully bathed in the rose codes now. And whenever you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. And taking a sip of your rose-infused water, if that feels right. And taking a moment to breathe and arrive back into this space. You can see Alana's joined us. Hello, beautiful. So if you have your journal here, feel free to journal out any energies or any impulses or experiences or pieces of guidance that came to you. You can also use the chat box, live or on replay, to share about some of the things that came through. Honestly, I have never had a meditation where I have experienced such intense physical energies as I did in this one. It's really intense. My root chakra is going crazy right now. Super interesting. So Stina says, thank you for being a part of this and weaving your energies and holding the grid. It's the light grid of rose and dove. Okay. So with that, and again, if you have any sharings that you want to share, please do. Catherine says, thank you. Wendy says, beautiful. Love it. All right, so as we sit and bathe in these frequencies that are still very much weaving through, please know that you can call on Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Anna, Yeshua, Isis, whenever you'd like. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene being high priestesses of Isis, the Magdalene lineage being an order of the Isis frequencies from ancient Egypt, the Magdalene lineage being connected to the Sisterhood of the Rose from ancient Atlantis. Know that you can call on these frequencies whenever you'd like. I will be sending a list of books and resources that you can deepen into within the next few days as well. If you're like, okay, what was that? More, please. I will have some resources for you. And Sarah says, my cat loved your singing. Stina says, I feel like a different person. Amazing. Jessica says, this felt so incredibly beautiful and powerful. I was brought to joyful tears. Thank you so much. Yay, you're welcome. Heather says, I love your guided meditation, sister. Such deep authenticity and connection. Thank you, beloved. Sarah says, your meditations are precious and powerful. Thank you. Dina saying thank you. Megan says, the woman that stepped forward was Hathor. She appeared youthful and had raven black straight hair with straight bangs and dark eyeliner. I have never had a clear image of her or have not felt her presence like that so intimately with me. Thank you for holding this space for us to meet in deeper intimacy. Thank you for sharing that, Megan. So beautiful. Brianna says, what a sacred experience. Your transmissions are always so powerful to me. Sending love and light to you all. Blessings, Beth. Thank you, love. Amanda says, I really wanted to bath a golden girl in the bathtub with so much infinite light and love, and I just wanted to give her pleasure. Thank you. Alyssa says, Elisa, not sure. So lovely. Thank you. You're welcome. Amanda says, thank you. Nicole says, feeling so blessed and peaceful. Can't wait to dive deeper with the Order of the Magdalena. Yay. Jessica says, I just did a guided meditation with Sekhmet 2 days ago. Sounds familiar. Sekhmet showed up to me very, very strongly 2 days ago. And this really aligns with everything I'm working on and with and through. So phenomenal. So much love to all. So those of you who are not familiar with Sekhmet, she's this lioness goddess from ancient Egypt and beyond. A lion being. Stina says, I felt masculine energy from Magdalene and a femininity from Yeshua. Love it. So rose of them to do. Chloe says, my whole body broke open in chills. That was beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. Jessica says, yes, your singing is amazing. My cat too joined me. Tanya says, thank you. Feeling so blessed. Your energy is so calming. Thank you. Good to know that my energy can be calming sometimes. Because sometimes it's like, ah! But when I come back in, yeah, calming. Nicole says, yes to the resources. Thank you. Thank you. Tonya says, yes, powerful and cleansed. Thank you. Look at y'all commenting so well. And if you're on replay, please, I'm going to be reading your comments on replay, so please comment as well. Elizabeth says, thank you, Beth. This felt beautiful. I was in need of some reconnection. Yeah, you're welcome. Chloe says, I know I was meant to be here for this. I felt guided here and was told by someone Mary Magdalene was around me and the following day, today, I find this group. Wow, yes, synchronicity. She was calling you. Sarah says, wow, the woman who appeared for me had very long, straight, jet black hair too and elven ears. Wow. Tay says, thank you, beautiful Beth. Your voice vibration works directly on my womb space. Archangel Michael always presents himself to me alongside Mary Magdalene. Yes, of course, Archangel Michael is very present in these temple spaces as well. Amanda says, I saw a thorn crown on Jesus that bloomed into roses. Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful image, like such a beautiful image of transmutation and the teachings of the rose. Okay, so it's time to give away to our album. So I'm going to share with you what I've been working on for way too long. Literally took me like 4 months to create this for you. And one of you sisters will be gifted with it today. Stina says, I also felt a lion energy, reaffirmed the lion heart rose presence. Amazing. So I've left this link so you can go peruse this. I just commented with a link. Hopefully it's working. It's not coming up as, okay, there we go. So we're giving away now 3 guided meditation albums. So if you do not win, if you're not one of the winners, know that you can absolutely purchase them, and there is going to be a discount on them for the next week. You can buy all 3 for the price of 2, because I want you to have all of them, because they all hold such different frequencies. So if you have enjoyed or connected with my meditations, I want to be really clear with why I'm offering these guided meditation albums, whether that's if you are the woman who wins them and gets them gifted to you, or whether you're interested in maybe purchasing them and having them in your life. The intention behind these albums, I'm simply very much a bridge. These albums have nothing to do with me. They are literally prayers of connection, light weaving codes of energy to archangels, to ascended masters like Mary Magdalene, to the frequencies of the fairies, the elementals, Mother Earth herself, your higher self, of course, and source energy. And they are intended and meant for you to use as tools to directly connect with these beings, so that you may have these deeper direct experiences on a consistent basis and really come into the light being that you are, know yourself as the light being that you are, be your own guru as you connect with these mentors. We are not worshiping these ascended masters. We're not worshiping the Order of the Magdalena. We're not worshiping angels or fairies. We're connecting with them as mentors. And these mentors help you to connect with your own higher self and your own soul and source energy, Mother, Father, God. And that is what they're there for, and they're helping you. And I find that on my path, Mother, Father, God, source energy can sometimes feel so big and so vast, sometimes, and so sort of abstract in some ways, that it can be really helpful to connect with different angels and ascended masters like Mary Magdalene to sort of make the process a little bit friendlier, right? To have a little bit more of a specific frequency or connection or relationship that we can connect to, that can really hold our hands through the light realms and guide us. So this is why these albums have been created, so that you can start your morning off listening to a meditation like the one we just did, probably like a little bit less like full intense ceremonial, right? Like that's not always this spaciousness that we have, but you can definitely make that into it if you want, and set aside an altar and time and do that. But you can start off your morning saying, hey, I'm really guided to Archangel Metatron's meditation today, and you can do that before work or before you go along your day, or you can end your day and go, I would really love to reconnect with Mary Magdalene today. I'm actually really wanting to connect with Mother Mary today in that frequency too. I'm curious about her. You can have that direct connection. So these are why they're here, and I'm so passionate about meditation. It's taken me through some amazing times. So without further ado, let us give these 3 albums, and again, I've left the link so you can look more into them and look at the juiciness of them. So excited about them. Okay, so I'm gonna give one away to one of you now. Okay, so I just pray that all of you totally deserve and are worthy of the albums, even on replay, but there will only be one today that gets it gifted. So I'm just asking for the soul that is most resonant and in need of being gifted with them today. We are going to call in, and Mary Magdalene, thank you for guiding me to the beautiful soul that it's going to be. All right, opening my eyes, and congratulations to Elizabeth Hudson. Elizabeth, who I know. Elizabeth, you are the winner, not of the chicken dinner, but of the guided album. So I will reach out to you in message later on today and send you the link. So congrats, Elizabeth. Kind of like feel bad. I'm like, we should give them to everybody, but you know what? We can. We can, but there is a little bit of a financial exchange there. Of course, took a lot of time and power, energy for me to create these. So if you did not win, if you're not Elizabeth, but you're like, all right, Beth, get me those meditations. I have left a link, and for the next week you can receive them all three for the price of two. So they're $28 each US, but you can have all three for $56 right now for the next week. And there's 7 meditations on each album with vocal weaving. So if you enjoyed my vocal weavings, on every track, it's me singing the meditation music underneath the guided meditations. This is the first time I've ever done that. And then you also have one track that's just vocal sort of weaving that you can sit to. So one of my favorite ways to meditate is to actually put a guided meditation on and then have like a meditation track and just listen to that. So I can really sort of drop in and get in the zone and connect with the frequencies that I want to get in touch with. And then I can either just sit and bathe and just be in that space, or I can do that. But also if I have any specific questions, like if you're like, I have something going on in my life that I don't know what's happening, or I don't know what to do, sitting in that meditation space, maybe putting a guided meditation on, whether it's mine or someone else's, it just depends on what you resonate with. I'm not attached to who or what you meditate with. I just want that to be a sacred connection that you feel right and connected to. You can put that guided meditation on and then follow with just music, and then ask those questions when you're dropped in. That's sort of a trick that I have that can really help, because sometimes when we want the answers or we're like, I don't know, we close our eyes and all we still feel is like the heavy energies, and we're like, I don't know how to access that place right now. So using a guided meditation can really help to bypass our minds, get us in this place where we're in communion, and we can very much still connect with these beings when we're feeling shadow, right? All of us is welcome here. So if you call on Mary Magdalene and you're feeling like a piece of shit that day, just because you're feeling like that doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to get in touch with your intuition. Of course you can, but you do need to, set this space and energy for yourself to be able to drop in. All right, so I will start to weave things down here. Okay, beautiful. Looking at some of the comments. Jessica says, I love how you explain everything. Thank you so much once again. So much love to all. All right, Elizabeth says, oh my gosh, I have just lost you as you read my name and went to comment. Thank you. Yay, congrats. Carol says, congratulations to all of us. Yes, congratulations to all of us. This was an awesome journey. Lots of congrats coming through. Beautiful. All right, so I'll leave that with you. Sacred number of the Magdalena, 22, live 23, 22, both Magdalena numbers, as we let you go. So thank you so much and 122 comments right now. So great. Thank you so much for joining us. May the Order of the Magdalena bless you so, so powerfully. And if you feel called to continue your work with the Order of the Magdalena, I highly encourage you to do so. There are some tracks on the Goddess album that would be supportive with you. There is a Mary Magdalene track, a Mother Mary track, an Isis track. And if you really want to go deeper, next month in May, I'm going to be offering both a free experience and a deep dive experience to enter into the Temple of the Rose. And we'll be working much more deeply with Mary Magdalene, with Mother Mary, Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, Isis, and Yeshua, as well as the entire Order of the Magdalena and the frequency of the Rose. So if you are called to go deeper, know that I will be sending you resources like books and things like this, but you'll also will be invited into these free and deep dive experiences next month to continue this work. So with that, I will sound you out with a little vocal weaving and then bid you adieu. So if you just want to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your wombs, you close your eyes and just gently bring this space to a close. Taking a deep breath in and out. And feel free to tone along with me. Feel free to make sound along with me if that feels appropriate. Bless you. Thank you. I love you. Bye for now.